At the prestigious Rigarden Academy of Magic, there is one thing valued above all else: magical talent. But what about those who lack it? Do they have any chance to progress at this academy? To answer that question, we need to dive into the life of Will Serfort, a student who strives with all his might despite lacking magical abilities. On the 7th floor of the dungeon, Will is determined to prove his worth. I came to the dungeon to kill monsters, he thinks, recalling that although he cannot use magic, he can fight creatures to earn points. Meanwhile, in the academy's practice room, Professor Edward Serfens is instructing the students on how to conjure a flame. Everyone tries diligently except Will. Edward, impatient, calls Will. "I told you to come here. You just need to use the catalyst to conjure the flame," he says. But Will, frustrated, fails to produce even the faintest spark of fire. The professor, with disdain, reprimands him. "A student who can't use even the most basic magic, typical bookworm. You only excel in theory. You're beyond help." Later, Shounen, an outstanding student, does not miss the chance to mock Will. "Are you going to try to show off without permission?" he says. "Magic is authority. Magic is power. Fools with impossible aspirations should leave the academy." Colette Lawyer, another student, confronts Shounen in defense of Will. "I won't tolerate you insulting my friend. Will is kinder and works harder than anyone." However, Shounen mocks the idea that kindness could compensate for a lack of magical talent. Later, Will, embarrassed, tries to stay calm. "It's true that I can't use magic. Besides, if I bother a girl as pretty as you, I'm lucky," he says to Colette, trying to lighten the mood. Colette gets angry, but despite her reaction, her words reflect a genuine concern for her friend. As the sun sets, Will recalls a childhood promise. He remembers Alfaria, a friend who dreamed of seeing the sunset from the top of the academy tower. "If we become Magic Vander, we'll be able to see the sunset," she had told him. Alfaria, with exceptional talent, became the youngest Magic Vander in history. Will, on the other hand, lacks magical talent but continues to fight for his dream and to be by her side. Even without magical abilities, Will continues to pursue his dream, hoping that one day, despite his limitations, he can fulfill the promise he made to Alfaria and find his place in the world of magic. At the prestigious Rigarden Academy of Magic, the pressure to demonstrate magical skills is intense. Will Serfort, a student without magical talent, faces challenges that seem insurmountable. Despite his lack of magical abilities, Will forges ahead with determination, looking for ways to fulfill his dreams and the promises he made in the past. Professor Werkner Norgram is furious upon discovering that Will has once again gone to the dungeon without permission. "You're an idiot!" Werkner shouts. "You went back to the 7th floor alone and could have been killed." Will, trying to calm the professor, explains that he has earned some credits by defeating an evil guard. Although Werkner acknowledges the 2 credits he earned, he reminds Will of the harsh reality: to advance, he needs credits in theory, sorcery, and practice. Without the ability to use magic, Will finds himself in a tough spot. Werkner gives crucial advice that should not be spoken aloud. On the 6th floor, there is a Baskerville, a monster that could provide the necessary credits. "Don't say I told you, but I think you might find your chance there," Werkner warns, before shaking off the pressure from Will and leaving. Shounen, with less than noble intentions, overhears the conversation between Will and Werkner. "A Baskerville on the 6th floor. This will allow me to get that incompetent thrown out," Shounen thinks with disdain. Shounen plans to capture the monster and, at the same time, deal with Will. Meanwhile, Will prepares to face the Baskerville. "Today I'm going to get 4 credits, he tells himself. Although he has faced a Baskerville before, he knows he must be careful with its fire breath. With the support of his familiar Kiki, he heads to the 6th floor, determined to achieve his goal. Later, on the 6th floor, Shounen and his group prepare to confront the Baskerville. "We'll deal with the monster and then with that laggard," Shounen says, confident in his superiority. However, an unexpected attack from an evil sentinel, a very powerful enemy, complicates the situation. Will hears the chaos and realizes something serious is happening. Seeing that Shounen and his group are in danger, he debates whether to help or let them face the consequences on their own. He remembers the words of Wistoria, his childhood friend who always believed in him. "You're kinder and braver than anyone," she had said. Motivated by his promise and the desire to be worthy of it, Will decides to act. Although Shounen and his group have mistreated him, Will faces the evil sentinel with bravery, demonstrating his skill with the sword. Edward and Werkner watch the unfolding events with astonishment. "Will is an anomaly," says Werkner. "He has superhuman strength. Even though he can't use magic, in the world of magic, he is a unique warrior." Will's efforts earn him 10 credits, surprising everyone, including those who had underestimated him. This is the story of Will Serfort, a young man who defies expectations and turns the world upside down with his determination. The union of the wand and the sword, the story of Wistoria, continues to develop with every step Will takes towards his dream.